Hello everyone, welcome back to Rider's Corner. Today's episode is going to be about the sort of stuff I do before a long ride. Anything from kind of cleaning the bike to checking tyre pressures. It's going to be in this episode. I'll be giving you as much tips and tricks as I can whilst sort of doing this, so hope you enjoy. It's boring, but it's one of the most important parts of the bike is the tyres. You want to make sure that your tyres are up and inflated to manufacturer's guidelines. What your tyre guidelines is, Google it. I personally do 32 on the front and 36 on the back. I'd like to know what your opinions on that is. My tyre setup isn't factory standard. I've got a higher profile tyre on the rear. I get the best sort of feel from that sort of tyre setup. But I'd like to know what your opinions on that is. I know some people that are, their tyre pressures are well into the 40s, so figure out what's best for you, but make sure it's kind of within, what's safe. I always do my tyre pressures up slightly too high, so say I'm doing 36, I would maybe do it up to about 40, and then I use my trusted gauge. Don't just rely on one thing. Obviously, if you go to a petrol station and use their sort of equipment, it's going to be probably a bit more reliable, but if you're kind of going like on a dual carriageway or a motorway to get there, your tyres are going to be pretty warm and you're not really going to be able to account for that kind of pressure change. Do your tyres when they're cold ideally. Use 2 gauges, reliable one. This one, you just push this to let the pressure out, and this one to inflate. That way, you kind of got best of both worlds really. Now you do also just want to be mindful that when you finish using the gauge, just release the pressure that was in it, because that will kind of keep everything nice and calibrated whilst you're here. What I do, just make sure I haven't got any oil dripping from like the caliper seals on both sides. You better tell, because you get oil running down, you might have a little bit of a puddle in your wheel. And then one more thing to do whilst we're here is just have a look at your fork seals. It's really good practice to keep these clean. During a ride you might find that you actually kind of get bits of grit form up here. You might not have leaky seals, but that is what causes leaky seals. It's either that or the pitting and stuff. So what you want to do is you just want to give this a little wipe down after every ride. I'll do that now just to show you. Use some tissue. Pull it up. Pass it through there. And then just give it a wipe around like that. No oil, no grit. But that's going to preserve the life of the fork seals massively. So the next stuff that I do will be a bit easier with a paddock stand, so I'm going to get that down and maybe just show you through what I do with that. So if you haven't already bought the bobbins for your bike, I'd recommend not getting coloured ones. I've got like anodised blue ones, which the more you use the paddock stand, the less blue there is on it. So I'd recommend getting silver ones. If you're nervous, get someone to help you with the bike. I think I will be doing a video on how to kind of balance the bike by yourself, a bit more confidence, how to practice it maybe. A couple of tips and tricks I've learned. But for now, what I'm going to do is just get the bike up, balance it, move my microphone, put these underneath the bobbin, make sure they're on evenly, just like that, and then lift. Now though is an awesome time just to check your oil level. Make sure you have a look at what your owner's manual says. Mine is when the bike is upright like it is now. That's when you check the oil. But I know some bike manufacturers might be when it's on the kickstand. That sort of thing. You can check your cap. Make sure that there's no mayonnaise on the bottom. That's indicative of a head gasket fault. Mine looks nice. You can check, it's just make sure that everything's kind of the right colour. If it's looking a bit nasty, it may just be overdue for a change. This looks good though, so we're going to have a look at the chain now. If the bike's in neutral, you're going to be able to turn your wheel pretty freely. I could tell you how to check your sprocket for different signs of wear. you know, how to check your brake discs and pads and stuff, but this is only like a what I do in 5 minutes before a ride out, so I don't really want to put too much like information across. I can do that later. What I want to show you here is that my chain looks a bit dirty. It's not ideal. This definitely does need a clean, so what I'm going to do is give it a quick wipe down, a clean spray, and then put new wax on it. So I like to use chain cleaner. This is the stuff I use. I only use sort of cheap stuff, really. I'm not using anything. As long as it works on the bike, it's compatible with your different types of O, X and Z ring. Whatever you got works. This is my chain wax. I spend a little bit more money on the wax than you would the cleaner. This stuff stays on the bike a lot longer, and this stuff actually protects your bike. I use wax because we have a bit more shit weather here in the UK. This is better for wet weather, whereas chain lube is better for dry weather. You're going to need a sort of cleaning brush like this. This just helps. I mean, you can use anything really. I use that and a rag. This is just for sticking in behind like the what's it called, the swing arm here, just to stop your wheel from getting dirty and covered in wax. And if you're interested, here's a Christmas present for myself. This is going to be coming up soon. I really want to fit this. This just looks absolutely fantastic. We're going to get to this. I've laid down some of this packaging stuff. This comes with whenever you order something off Amazon. So I'm just going to use the chain cleaner now. We're just going to spray it up in here. And then do the chain here as well. You want to be really careful because this is obviously a pinch point where the chain meets the sprocket, so try not to get yourself anywhere near that. Whilst you're here, good time to check tension. My bike, there should be an inch of tension up and down from like the highest point to the lowest point. I seriously never use a ruler, tape measure, anything like that. You guys know how long an inch is. Just check with your manufacturer thing, because obviously some bikes, again, it can be when it's on a kickstand, it could be when it's in gear, it could be when it's in neutral. Whilst I'm spinning it, I'm just looking for any signs of damage, really, you know. Now I'm not going to be taking all the covers off and checking the front sprocket just because we're going to be replacing it soon. But that would be something that I would check, you know, every now and again, not every ride, you know. Maybe when you do your service or something, you know. When you've already got all your tools out, that's when I would check that. No point doing it all the time. Just giving everything like a nice wipe down and a clean, make sure everything looks happy. Now this is where things get messy again, make sure everything's nice and covered. Now I'm just gonna, with the spray, and I'm aware where the overspray is going as well whilst I'm doing this. We don't want to spray everything. Good thing with this spray, so you know where you've already been. See, now everything's coming through white. That's good. When you're doing this, you know, you're more than welcome to warm the bike up before you do it. I know that that's something that people do, especially when they're using wax, because of, you know, it kind of helps apply it. Maybe just give the bike a short run after, or... But I think we all know it's not going to make that much difference. Okay, it's looking a lot better. Hopefully you like the idea of using like a number plate or just something that's going to protect your wheels. So hope that you guys are kind of picking up what I'm putting down here. You don't really need like a bunch of tools. You don't need lots of experience working on bikes. You don't need the paddock stand. You can do it. You can do it rolling up and down your driveway. That's what I did before getting the paddock stand. Just make a start doing that, getting a few like cans of your cleaner and your brake stuff together. That's really going to start growing your confidence working on your own bike. And ultimately that's like one of the best things about owning a bike, is doing all the work yourself and being proud of it, you know. So just get out there, get on that in the garage and start doing the work yourself. Next up is another easy job to do. We're just going to quickly check the lights work. Something simple that you can definitely do. You don't even need someone to help you. I'll show you how I do it. So guys, keys in the ignition. You uncheck your dash, make sure everything is lighting up. You know, if one of your bulbs has gone in the dash, then you're not going to know if you have a problem. When you do your indicators, I'm lucky enough to have hazard lights. You can walk around, check everything. If not, just put your indicators on manually, just like that. You want to check your horn, and then check your running lights are on, front and back, and then finally you want to check your brake lights. So back brake light is easy enough to see, but you can use your hand around the back, and then front brake light. Is that on? That's new. That's on. That's not coming on, is it? I've got a new job to do. Well, that was good, because that means that now I know next time I go out riding that no one's going to know when I'm braking. The switch is still working, I can hear it, but yeah, that's going to need looking at. So yeah, there we go. That's proof in the pudding right there. Now when I go out riding on Monday with the boys, I can tell them, you know, don't ride too close to me, because you're not going to know when I'm slowing down. Christ, glad I checked that. Best to last, we're going to give a bike a clean. I do it every time I go out for a ride, so, you know, I'll show you what I do for like a quick clean, not a wash. The bike's not dirty. Just like quick clean where we spray up the bike, maybe do the wheels. The first thing I'm going to do is just drag the bike outside, because that way I can use my, like, I've got a Raining Blood acid wheel wash thing. I'll show you it anyway. So let's get the bike out. You guys are now on chastity cam if you're wondering what's going on. I'm going to show you some of the kit that I use when I do my washing, but obviously this is only a quick wash video. This is the extract I use. This is bleeding fallout remover. I actually really like this stuff. It's non-acidic. It's pH safe for your bodywork, which is obviously one of the most important things when you're working on the bike. Bodywork's a bit more sensitive. This stuff takes 2 to 3 minutes, so whilst that is working, we're going to give the bike a clean. I like to use Muck-Off. I'm not sponsored, although I'd love to be. Excuse me. Take those off. Stuff is good. What we're going to do, just give the bike a quick wash. No water needed. Get everywhere where it needs it. I'll come back to this bit. I'll do those though. I like to use a microfiber towel. This is just a chamois. This isn't my like clean one. This is just like my mover. It's a little bit damp. Let's give this a quick wash. We're not like polishing here. We're just agitating. When you do this, work from the top down, because obviously the top is all clean, the bottom's all dirty, gritty, and you get all the road muck and that. Next up is engine and machine cleaner. This stuff I just like to use on the engine and machine because it cleaners it. Aha! Interior shampoo goes on the cockpit. And the bleeding fallout is working, so we can use our gardening spray thing. I think these are about 20 quid. Yeah, Spear and Jackson. It's like just a gardening thing. Works fantastic. It's not obviously as good as a pressure washer by any means. I'd much prefer a pressure washer, but this is what I got. Next up, Aqua Wax, bike sweat, perfect. This just gets put on the bodywork. You don't want to put this on your windscreen because it's wax. What wax does is it fills in the micro abrasions in the paintwork and kind of fills it in so you get a nice gleam. Everything kind of looks a bit flatter and glossier. But at the same time, you know, it's protecting the paintwork as well. So I like to keep a clean microfiber towel and a dirty one to agitate and a clean one just to wipe down after. Now usually I'd advise when you're drying your bike, you want to go straight motions, because what you're doing is you might accidentally be putting scratches in, which you can't help. So you want to put straight scratches in because they're easy to get out. Whereas that Aqua Wax actually needs polishing and buffing in, so there's not really much I can do about that. We are buffing the wax at the end of the day, so usually straight lines, but exceptional circumstances today. This is perfect weather, really. You don't want to be cleaning the bike on a sunny day because you end up with watermarks everywhere. Let's get rid of the overspray on this. Oh, I can't wait to change this. We're going to spray paint it soon. I've actually got like an interesting spray booth that I want to show you. It costs less than a tenner for like a proper nice spray booth. If you're interested in it, yeah. It literally pops up. It is legitimately a pop-up spray booth. But it weighs a little bit tricky. I'm avoiding touching the bike by holding onto the handle and seats and anything that doesn't need to be polished. I'll come back to the wheels in a minute when I've got my dirty rag to clean them. My clean dirty rag. Dirty rag gets used for all the dirty bits. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It's been really good for me, really. I've definitely learned a thing or two about my bike now that I've just give everything a check, like the brake light. So, you know, we're going to be going out for a ride on Monday, and I'm hoping to do a lot of filming, but now I'm going to have to be careful that no one really gets too close to me. But at least now it's something that I know about, it's something I can tell them about, and it's something that I now know how to fix. You know, we're going to be looking into that. So just like to say thank you for all the supportive messages I've got on Facebook and Instagram. You were doing pretty well, guys. We're over like 115 subscribers now. One of my videos has got over 3,000, nearly 3,000 views. I just love watching it all grow, so thank you very much. I'm sure you guys understand that this video isn't like a definitive guide on how to do everything on the bike. There's definitely stuff that I've missed for filming sake and editing sake. I can't put everything all in one definitive guide. Although this is like the bare bones essentials that you commonly do when you're working on a motorbike, and it's stuff that you'll pick up and learn from. That's like my kind of tips and tricks really of all the stuff that I do all the time. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know the stuff that I did miss. If you got something that you got to add, please feel free to include your opinion, in the comment section. That's what it's for. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff that we got coming out, please subscribe, and please feel welcome to share this video about. It's a fantastic feeling when you see a video shared. Thank you for being so supportive. I've been Ryan from Riders Corner, but I'm out.